Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
It's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with amazing physical powers far beyond those of mortal men, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, wages a never-ending battle for truth and justice. Today, in a little apartment house in Paris, Superman receives alarming news from the elderly caretaker.
Oh, the poor mademoiselle, the poor mademoiselle.
What poor girl are you talking about?
She of the American newspaper.
You mean Lois Lane?
Oui, that is the one.
Well, what happened to her?
Oh, it is dreadful, monsieur. A man wearing a mask over his face carried her away.
Carried her away?
Oui, and when I tried to stop him, he struck me on the head with his gun.
What?
Now, heaven only knows what has happened to the poor mademoiselle.
Gang, have you ever watched as sailing skippers race their swift, sleek boats across the windy water? Well, take it from me, gang. There are mighty few things more thrilling or beautiful to watch than tall, white sails swinging in front of a stiff breeze. Now, let me tell you a few things about sailing, which is a complicated and scientific art. For one thing, as you know, the only way a sailboat can move is if the wind pushes it. And should the sailboat by some mistake go directly into the wind, then it will be pushed backwards. Well, to avoid this, a smart skipper zigzags his boat back and forth until he can get it into a spot where the wind is on his side. Well, this zigzagging is called tacking, and it's a vital part of sailing. Now then, after the skipper and his crew have finished tacking one lap of the race, they have to make a very sharp turn to go off to another direction. This sharp turn is called coming about, and it's the most difficult part of the race because here's where you can lose your speed and the race. With precision timing, the crew, working together as a perfect team, must shift the big sails from one side to another while the skipper steers. Yes, gang, teamwork is the formula for winning all victories. That's how our nation won its great victory in 1776 when we gained our independence. That's how we won world leadership and greatness down through the years, by teamwork. Yes, real teamwork in which Americans of every race and religion work together to achieve victories that could never have been won by individuals. Don't ever forget that. Americans are the ones who did it.
And now, the adventures of Superman. Arriving in Paris in response to an urgent summons from her sister Diana, who is a professional dancer, Lois Lane, reporter for the Metropolis Daily Planet, learned that her sister had mysteriously disappeared from her apartment. Later that same night, while Clark Kent, who unknown to all is Superman, was in pursuit of a young man named Raymond, who was Diana's dancing partner, Lois was accosted by a masked gunman. And when Superman returned with Raymond to the little boarding house where Diana had lived, he found Lois gone. And in the downstairs hall, Jean, the elderly caretaker, was unconscious from a blow on the head. Working swiftly, Superman revived the old man, who, on regaining consciousness, began wailing,
Oh, the poor mademoiselle. Oh, the poor mademoiselle.
Miss Lane, what happened to her?
A man wearing a mask over his face, he carried Mademoiselle Lois Lane away.
Carried her away?
Oui, when I tried to stop him, he struck me on the head with a gun.
What?
Oh,
Great snakes. First Diana disappears and now Lois. What's going on here?
Raymond, just a moment. Listen, Jean, how long ago did this happen?
I do not know, Monsieur Superman. I've been unconscious. I know not how long.
Oh, but you must have some idea what time it was when you saw the man take Miss Lane away.
Let me think. I had been awakened just before to admit Monsieur Marin, the tenant, on the second floor. It was only a few minutes later when I heard the sound at the door and saw the masked man carrying Mademoiselle Lois.
Yes. What time did you admit Monsieur Marin?
That I remember.
Good.
The clock in the church tower was striking 2.
2 a.m. What time is it now, Raymond?
5 minutes past 3.
Oh,
they've got over an hour's start, and I have no idea where to look for them.
But why should anyone take Lois away?
I don't know, unless...
Unless what, Superman?
Well, unless it has something to do with her sister Diana's disappearance.
Why should that...
I don't know why. Wait, Raymond. That letter.
Huh?
That French letter Diana showed you, the one she said put her in danger.
Oh, yeah.
You said she kept it in a false back behind a picture frame.
That's right,
That
but
letter might give us a clue to what has happened to the girls.
Could be.
Jean, you better telephone Captain Dulac of the police department right away. Tell him to come here as fast as he can.
monsieur, but Superman...
Come on, Raymond. You and I are going upstairs to Diana's apartment, and you'd better pray that letter is still there.
Here's the picture I mean, Superman. There's a false back in the frame.
Yes, I see, but we're too late, Raymond.
Well, what do you mean, too late?
The letter is gone.
Well, how do you know?
Never mind. Look for yourself.
What? You're right. It is empty.
Yes, either Diana took the letter with her, or somebody else did.
But who else would?
Whoever took Diana and Lois away. Oh, I was hoping the letter would give me the clue I need. Now we're right back where we started.
Hey, wait, Superman. I don't think the letter was important.
What? Well, it must be. Otherwise, why would Diana have said she was in great danger because of it?
Well, I don't know how that's possible. She told me somebody handed it to her in a restaurant.
You know who it was?
A man whom Diana had never seen before.
Oh.
Now, you know nobody would give an important letter to a perfect stranger.
Well, I'm not so sure. Odder things have happened. Look, Raymond, Diana showed you the letter. Have you any idea what it said?
No, I told you it was in French, and neither of us can read French.
Oh, yes, that's right. Well, was it written on a printed letterhead?
No.
Well, can you remember anything about it? Anything at all? To whom it was addressed, or the signature?
No, I didn't pay any attention to it.
Oh.
As I told you, I thought Diana was just making up some story as an excuse to break up our dance tour. I was curious.
Monsieur.
Yes, Jean.
Captain Dulac, say proceed here at once.
Good.
Also, monsieur, I have just had a conversation with Monsieur Marin.
Oh?
He is the tenant on the floor below. And he say he heard noise at the door tonight and look out from his window.
Yes?
He saw a man place a large burden in a car. And he think it might very well have been Mademoiselle Lane.
Uh-oh.
Then he saw the car drive
All
off.
right, wait a minute. Did Marin notice what sort of car it was?
Oui, a small Fiat, he say, a sedan.
Good for you and Monsieur Marin, Jean. Look, Raymond, you wait here for Captain Dulac. I'll have a look for that car.
Yes, but
And
what-
I suggest you don't try to get away again, Raymond. You're not out of the woods yet, you know.
I'm perfectly innocent.
Maybe, but I'm warning you, stay right here until I get back. Up with this window. I'll see you both later. Up, and away!
Leaping from a window of the little boarding house, Superman streaks through the dark skies, his keen eyes searching below for the car in which Lois Lane was carried away. Meanwhile, in a dusty, closely shuttered room, dimly lit by 2 flickering candles, and furnished with a few pieces of faded plush furniture, Lois sits, a prisoner. A wiry man wearing a greasy cap and a mask over his face holds her arm. A tall, broad-shouldered man, likewise masked, but with a large leonine head of iron gray hair, stands before them.
Now listen to me, mademoiselle.
You listen to me, whoever you are. What's the meaning of this outrage, of bringing me here against my will? I'm an American citizen, and I demand...
I suggest you be quiet. Listen to me, mademoiselle.
I will not be quiet. I demand to know why I'm brought here against my... Oh, stop it. You're breaking my arm.
You were ordered to be quiet. Do as you are told, and you will not be harmed.
You brute. You pay for this.
Believe me, mademoiselle, I regret this discourtesy to a lady.
Oh, yes.
But much is at stake. And it will of a necessity go much harder with you unless you tell me the truth.
The truth about what? I don't know what
A
you're
certain
talking
letter,
about.
a very important letter, fell accidentally into the hand of your sister. What do you know of it?
I don't know anything of it. I told this man that. Now, you'd better
You're
let me...
certain you do not know where the letter
I
is?
told you I never even heard of this letter. Now, what is this all about? Who are you?
Chuck,
Yes, sir.
you searched mademoiselle's luggage.
Right. And I also searched every inch of Mademoiselle Diana's apartment once more, as you directed. I am certain that which you seek is not there.
Will you please tell
And
me
only
what...
one thing remains to be done. Bring Mademoiselle Diana here.
Oui, monsieur.
Diana?
I will do so.
You mean Diana's here?
Oui, she is.
Oh,
Come with me, mademoiselle.
Diana. Diana, darling, are you all right? Lois, How did how on you earth get did you here?
Silence.
What happened to you?
Silence,
I
I said! Mademoiselle Diana, you are very fond of your sister, are you not?
Of course I am. She and I are all that's left of our family. And you'd better let her go.
You would not like to see her die, eh?
Oh, now listen, you're
Unless you tell me where is the letter, Mademoiselle Diana. I
But
will...
I told you, I lost.
I do not believe you, mademoiselle.
It's true.
I think you hid it
Or gave it to someone?
No, I didn't, honestly. I tell you,
Wait
I
a
never...
minute, Diana. What is this letter he's talking about?
Well,
Hear
it's
me,
something
Mademoiselle
that I-
Diana. Unless you tell me at once what I wish to know, you will see your sister die.
Oh, no.
And then you will die too. Now, I give you just 1 minute to decide the fate of your sister and yourself.
Gang, did you ever come home kind of hungry for sweets and dig into a big jar of real honey? Well, if you never tried that, you have a real treat in store, for honey is not only good, it's good for you. You know, we get our honey from the bees, who get it from the flowers. But I bet you'd never guess which blossoms give the best honey. Well, let me tell you. Most of the honey that you and I eat comes from the alfalfa or clover blossom. But there are lots of other kinds, too. There's magnolia and orange blossom honey that comes from the south. But the sweetest tasting honey of all comes from the heather-like blooms of the sourwood tree. Now, who would think that from something like that, the sourwood tree, you could get such sweetness? But let me tell you, the bee knows better. Thank goodness the bee doesn't know one name from another, else 9 chances out of 10, he would have skipped the sourwood tree right by. But he's too smart for that. All he looks for is quality, and never minds anything else. Now, let's take a tip from the bee, because we know it's silly to judge a tree, or a person for that matter, by a name. Too often, folks don't know any better, and they size up a fellow incorrectly, not by the quality of his individual merits, but by unimportant things like his name, or his race, or his religious background. Well, don't you be taken in by that kind of business. Remember, you'll never know that the sourwood tree is sweet unless you taste the honey the bee extracts from it. And you'll never know a fellow is good or a fellow is bad unless you get to know his character. That's as important to you as it is to the other fellow. So always keep that in mind.
And now, back to the adventures of Superman. A mysterious masked man who holds both Lois Lane and her sister Diana prisoners has given Diana just 1 minute to reveal the whereabouts of a certain letter. If she refuses, the masked man threatens both she and Lois will die. Now, in the dusty, candlelit room, the masked, gray-haired man has motioned Jacques, his henchman, aside, permitting Lois and Diana to speak together in low tones.
What is this letter he's talking about, Diana?
Oh, I can't tell you now, Lois.
Well, do you know where it is?
Yes.
Well, then tell him, honey, for heaven's sake, tell him.
But I can't, Lois. I can't.
Well, why not, Diana? He said he'd finish us both if you didn't, and I think he means it.
So do I. But he'll finish us if I do tell him, too.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Today, while Superman searches for them, Lois Lane and her sister Diana are the prisoners of a mysterious masked man who has given them just 60 seconds to make a fateful decision.
Oh, Lois, what'll I do? If I tell him where the letter is, he'll get rid of us as soon as he gets it.
But if you don't tell him, he'll finish us right now.
I know. What'll I do?
I don't know, Diana. It looks as if either way we're done for. Finished.
And now, the adventures of Superman. Because of a certain secret letter which fell into her hands in France, Diana Lane, a dancer, and her sister Lois, the Daily Planet girl reporter, are the prisoners of a mysterious masked man in Paris. Then, while Superman and the police searched for the two sisters, their masked captor gave Diana just 60 seconds in which to tell him where the letter was. If she refused, he threatened, both she and Lois would die. Now, as the masked, gray-haired man waits across the dusty, candlelit room, and with the man he calls Jacques leans against the door, watch in hand, Diana confers anxiously with her sister. Suddenly, he looks up.
The time is up, mademoiselle.
Oh, dear. What'll I do, Lois?
I don't know, Diana. I'm afraid that you'd better...
What is your decision, Mademoiselle Diana?
I told you I lost the letter. I don't know
And
where...
I told you I do not believe you, mademoiselle.
But you must. It's true. It's absolute...
You will please convince them that I am serious now.
Oui, monsieur. I will convince
Diana,
them.
tell them where the letter is. Go on, please.
That is sound advice,
But
mademoiselle.
Lois, look, there's nothing else to do, darling. Go on now, tell them.
All right. I hid it in a magazine.
Huh? Where is this magazine?
On the shelf of a broom closet across the hall from my apartment.
Huh.
Oh, Lois, it's all right, darling.
Jacques, go at once. See if she speaks the truth.
Oui, monsieur.
Un moment. Gendarme may be there. Have great care.
Oui, monsieur. Have no fear. Au revoir.
Now, mademoiselle, you will both wait in the next room until Jacques returns. In here.
And then what?
That, mes amis, you will discover later.
Haven't you found even a trace of them yet, Captain?
I assure you, Monsieur Kent, everything possible is being done by the police to find Mademoiselle Lois and Diana Lane.
I realize that, Captain Dulac.
You are anxious, I understand, but we shall find them eventually. Have no fear.
We've got to find them now before it's too late.
Yeah.
If it isn't too late already. What about Diana's apartment? Did your laboratory men discover anything of interest there?
Only a few fingerprints, which, however, match none in the police file.
Oh.
Our only clue is that she was taken away in a Fiat automobile.
So what? There are thousands of Fiats in Paris,
But
and
I
even
have assigned 2 excellent detectives to trail Monsieur Raymond, the dancing partner of Mademoiselle Diana.
Oh, no,
And I am
no.
hopeful that will lead to something.
Forget it. It won't lead to anything.
I think it may. It is my theory that Raymond, who was in love with Mademoiselle Diana, became infuriated when she announced she was breaking up their, dance act.
I tell you, you're barking up the wrong tree, Captain. I'm convinced that mysterious letter Diana had is responsible for their
And I,
disappearance.
monsieur, believe the letter to be only a fiction invented by Raymond as an alibi.
Well, if that were true, why would Diana's apartment be searched thoroughly by whoever took her away, and searched again when Lois was taken away? Now, that means somebody was looking for something, and I think it was a letter.
Un moment, monsieur.
Certainly.
Captain Henri Dulac speaking. Oui. When was this? Oui. I come at once. Au revoir.
What's happened now, Captain?
Something else has occurred at the pension from which your friends disappeared, Monsieur Kent.
Something else? What do you mean?
I will explain en route. We must hurry. Allons. Tell Monsieur Kent and me what happened, Corporal Lambert.
Oui, mon capitaine. I was here in the front hall, garden house as you directed. Suddenly, I heard screams from above. I raced upstairs to the top floor and found this blonde, the chambermaid, screaming with her mouth open.
Stupid. How else could she scream? You, madame. Who are you?
You see the name, Monsieur Capitaine. I'm employed by the concierge to clean the halls and attend to the apartment.
Bien. Tell us what occurred.
I went to a broom closet for a mop.
Yeah.
When I opened the door, a man stood there.
A man?
Oui. I was frightened. One does not expect to open a broom closet and see a man.
Oh.
I screamed, and he seized me by the throat.
Then what?
Le gendarme below heard me scream.
Yes?
He started up the stairs, then released me right to the window in the right back and snatched up a letter with the drop.
letter?
And then we must hear. Then he ran to the window. He slid to the garden on the rope.
A burglar, no doubt.
Oh, no, he was no burglar, Captain Dulac.
Huh?
He must have come here for that letter I had, and apparently he got it.
But, Monsieur Kent, wait. You jumped to the conclusion.
Maybe, but I think I'm right, Captain. And if we can find that man, we may find Lois and Diana. Look, Lucy, can you tell me what this man looked like?
No, I cannot. I was too frightened to observe.
I had a look at him in the garden for a moment, monsieur.
Yes, Corporal?
He was thin but wiry, like a terrier dog.
Yes?
He wore a black and white jacket, a cap, and a blue handkerchief at his throat.
Good. I may be able to pick up his trail if I leave right now.
Wait, Monsieur Kent. I will put out an alarm for you.
Oh, go ahead, but I'm going after that man in my way. See you later, Captain.
Hurrying from the boarding house, Clark Kent steps into an areaway and swiftly resumes his true identity of Superman. Then, up, and away! The Man of Steel rockets up into the sky to search for the man he believes can lead him to Lois Lane and Diana. We'll be back in a moment for the exciting climax of today's episode. So keep listening. And now, back to the adventures of Superman. Locked in a small, dusty cubicle of a room in the house of the mysterious masked man, Lois Lane and her sister Diana have succeeded in prying open the shutters of the single, grimy window. But after raising the creaking, warped window an inch at a time, they lean out, then catch their breaths in dismay. For 5 stories below them is the ancient courtyard, a rubble of broken stone and tall weeds. And beyond the courtyard is the river.
Uh-oh. I'm afraid there's no getting out this way, Diana.
Oh, dear, what'll we do, Lois? Jacques will be back any minute now, and you know that'll be the end for us.
Yes, I know. This seems to be the last of a row of old townhouses. Oh, built one against the other. I think they're all deserted, though. I can't see a soul anywhere around.
Let me see. Yes, I think the other houses in the row are deserted, but if we could get over to
Well,
them...
how can we do that, Diana? There's no window ledge or anything.
Lois, look.
At what, honey?
That rain spout. It's just a few feet away. I could climb down that and... Oh, no, that's out. It's broken off below the next floor.
It was out anyhow. How could we get to it?
Wait a minute. It runs up to the roof. I could shinny up, then run across the
Oh,
next house.
stop raving, Diana. How do you expect to get to the rain spout? It's at least 6 feet away.
It won't be easy, but I can hang from your hand and swing from side to side till I have enough momentum to swing.
Oh, you're mad, honey. You'd fall and be killed.
No, I wouldn't. I'm an acrobatic dancer, you know, and I've done much harder tricks than that. As I see, we hold each other's wrists. Like this.
No, don't be silly, Diana. I wouldn't hear of such a thing. What was that?
Jacques, he came back. He must have the letter, and that means he and the masked man will be in here. Lois, quickly, help me reach that rain spot. I'll get help.
But, Diana, it's too dangerous.
Would you rather just wait here for those men to shoot it?
Well, no.
And then let's try it. Wait till I get on the window.
Diana, do be careful, please.
Don't worry about me. Lock your fingers around my wrist.
Oh, all right.
That's it. And I'll grip your wrist like this.
Yes.
Hang on now.
Oh, dear.
I'll start swinging. Just hang on and sway with me.
Okay.
Now, when I say let go at once, right?
All right, Diana. Are you all right?
Yes. Get ready now.
What is... Oh, Chuck! Come here!
Diana,
The man.
he's here. Let go, Lois. Let go!
As the masked man and Jacques, his henchman, rush into the small room, Lois, at the command of her sister, releases her wrists and watches helplessly as Diana flies past the window toward the rain spout fastened to the outside wall. What will happen to Diana takes this spectacular risk to save her sister Lois's life and her own? As Superman set out on Jacques' trail is as yet nowhere at hand. Well, for plenty of thrills, action, and excitement, be sure to hear Monday's sensational episode, fellows and girls. Tune in, same time, same station, for Chapter 6 of The Mystery of the Letter on The Adventures of Superman. Today, while Superman searches in Paris for Lois and Diana Lane, a mysterious masked man and his henchmen make ominous plans for the two sisters.
You found the letter, Jacques?
Oui, monsieur, here it is.
Ah, bien. You've done well. Now I have no more to fear.
But what of les femmes, Mademoiselle Lois and Diana Lane? If they should go to the police...
They will have no opportunity to go to the police.
What shall we do, monsieur?
Come, Jacques. We must eliminate them at once.
And now, the adventures of Superman. In Paris, both Lois Lane, girl reporter for the Metropolis Daily Planet, and her sister Diana, a dancer, were held prisoners by a mysterious masked man who forced Diana to tell him where she had hidden a certain letter which had come into her possession. Aware that the masked man planned to eliminate them as soon as he had the letter, Diana attempted a daring escape from the old house in which they were held in order to summon aid. Clinging to Lois's hands, Diana let herself out of a fifth-floor window and, swinging from side to side to gain momentum, flashed through the air to a rain spout attached to a building several feet away. But at that moment, the masked man and Jacques, his henchman, rushed into the room.
What goes on here?
Oh, nothing.
Where is Mademoiselle Diana?
Why, she...
Look, monsieur. The window, it is open.
Sacre bleu. The little fool leaped to her death.
Nom de nom.
Yes,
She was foolish,
I do
but...
not see her below in the courtyard. Where is she?
Behold, monsieur. She climbed the Ren spout.
Uh-oh.
Where?
See, up above. She is almost at the roof.
They see you, Diana. Hurry.
Give me a revolver, Jacques.
No, please don't. Hurry, Diana.
Now I will... Ah, sacre bleu. She's reached the roof. He's out of sight.
Oh, thank heaven.
Come, Jacques. After her. Up to the roof.
I do not see Mademoiselle Diana, monsieur.
Ah, mais no. Nor do I. She must have proceeded to the roof of the next building. Come, Jacques.
Oui.
You brought my rifle?
Oui, monsieur.
I will finish her at once. Then we will take care of her sister, Lois. Wait. She is not on this roof either.
What can she be?
I do not know. She would not have leaped to the next roof. It is too far.
Ah, there she is, monsieur.
Where?
There below. See, she run along the rocks above the river.
Ah, oui, I see her.
She must have slid down the gun spout in the back of this old house.
Cease your chatter and shoot.
Oui, monsieur. I will take careful aim, and then...
Ah, nom de nom, you missed her. But I will not miss this time.
Un moment, monsieur. If anyone hear our gun...
Bet. You spoiled my aim.
Oh, but, monsieur, I only...
There is nobody to hear us. These old houses have been condemned and empty for years.
Oh,
Fire, Bet, fire! She must not get away.
Kneeling on the roof of the ancient house, the masked man and Jacques pour rifle and revolver fire at Diana Lane, who runs, leaping from rock to rock above the river, stumbling, picking herself up and running onward as the deadly leaden pellets strike all about her. Meanwhile, pursuing Jacques' trail from the boarding house, Superman has dropped down from the sky to a street intersection where he questions a fruit vendor.
Did you see a thin, wiry man run past here a short while ago?
The man, monsieur?
Yes, he wore a black and white jacket and a blue handkerchief around his neck.
Oui, I saw him.
You did? Which way did he go?
He ran that way.
Thank you. Up, and away! Tell me, madam, did you see a man run by here a short while ago?
Man, monsieur?
Yes, he wore a black and white jacket and a blue handkerchief around his neck. He was thin and wiry.
Oui, I saw him, monsieur.
Good. Which way did he go?
He leaped on a bus.
On a bus?
Oui, the one that goes to La Rue du Bois, northward.
Thank you. Up, and away! Well, there's the end of the bus line and the river. Still no sign of my man, though. But if he came this way, he can't be too far off. I'll scour this whole neighborhood. Away!
What kind of a marksman are you, Jacques? You keep missing her.
Mademoiselle Diana leaped from rock to rock like an antelope, monsieur. It is difficult to aim.
She will be out of range in a moment.
Where is she?
Behind that high rock. She will emerge in a moment, and I will have a clear shot at her. Believe me, I will not miss this time.
Ah, there she is, monsieur.
Ah, oui, I see her. Now, Mademoiselle Diana.
Ah, you hit her, monsieur.
Oui, I think so.
See, she fall into the river.
Bien. That is the end of her. Come now, Jacques.
What do we do now?
Our work here is almost completed, but we must act swiftly. Allons.
Still no sign of my man. Not many houses around here. I wonder if he crossed the river. Away! Wait. Down there in the river. It looks like... Yes, it's a girl floating in the water. Down to her. Down! Now, let's see. Great Scott, it's Diana. Diana Lane. And she's been shot.
Shocked, Superman holds the limp, unconscious body of Diana Lane in his arms. Is she alive? We'll be back in a moment for the tense climax of today's episode, so keep listening. Adventures of Superman. Finding Diana Lane in the river and quickly determining that a bullet had only grazed her skull, stunning her, Superman carried the unconscious girl to the river bank where he applied artificial respiration. And now, a short time later, Diana opens her eyes.
Oh.
Take it easy, Diana.
Who are you?
Superman.
Superman?
That's right.
Oh, thank heaven.
Now, tell me...
The masked man. Where is he?
Who?
The masked man. I got away from him, but he's got Lois.
Where, Diana? Where?
In a house. An old house.
Yes, but where is it?
It's that way. No, it's that way. Oh, I can't remember.
But you must. Which way did you come?
I don't know. I was running along the rocks, and he and Jacques were shooting at me. I became confused.
Well, you could only have come from the north or the south. What kind of a house was it?
An old red townhouse.
Yes?
There were several like it right next to each other, walled in on the river.
On the river.
They're deserted.
Wait a minute. I can see a row of old houses like that. Are you strong enough to come with me, Diana?
Oh, yes. Oh, poor Lois, you must find her.
Don't you worry.
You must.
Now, we're going to fly, so don't be afraid.
No, I won't. Just hurry, Superman. Hurry.
Okay. Here we go. Up, and away! There we are. Is this the house, Diana?
Yes. Now, if only we aren't too late to save Lois. Well, don't just stand there, Superman. Go inside.
It's no use, Diana. We're too late.
Too late?
Yes.
What do you mean?
The house is empty.
No, it can't be. I left Lois here.
Well, she's not here now. And neither is the masked man or anyone else.
Oh.
Heaven only knows now what happened to Lois and where she is.
Helplessly, their hearts heavy, Superman and Diana Lane stand before the ancient faded townhouse, which is empty now of Lois Lane and her mysterious captors. What has happened to the girl reporter? What will Superman do now to find his friend and solve the secret of the strange plot which almost resulted in Diana losing her life? Diana tells Superman an amazing story in tomorrow's thrilling episode, and even more amazing things occur. So be sure to listen. Tune in, same time, same station, for Chapter 7 of The Mystery of the Letter on The Adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC Comics magazine and is brought to you Monday through Friday at this same time. Watch for the Superman Adventure serial soon to be shown at your local movie theater. This program came from New York. Stay tuned to your mutual station for Adventure Parade, which follows in just a moment. And right after Adventure Parade, you'll hear Tom Mix and his Straight Shooters. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.